What's up, CW fans? I've been recording some of my QSOs as I've been doing a lot more driving for work lately, and it's been a great time for me to give out Parks on the Air QSOs and contacts, as well as doing some straight up Ragchew. And I know the topic has come up about Ragchewing, and I've had a couple of questions about, how do I remember stuff, and when letters are coming at me, how do I remember the letters? And I think one of the things I wanted to explain is, and I'm looking at the road here and not looking at you, so just in case I'm looking weird, I'm driving to work right now. But one of the things I wanted to let you know is, when I'm copying Morse code in like a QSO format, so in Parks on the Air, it's pretty structured. You'll get like a GE or a GA or a GM for good morning, good afternoon, good night. And then UR, for your RST is 599. I'm in Illinois. I'm in Indiana. TU for thank you, 73s. It's pretty structured, and it's an awesome way to get into making QSOs on CW. The intimidation factor comes in by way of doing a Ragchew. And I'm going to drop a Ragchew that happened. I have a little crappy tripod. It's like a 3-inch tripod that I have a little camera on to kind of look at my my radio setup here. So I apologize. It was kind of moving around. So I apologize if it was just not completely showing everything. I don't know what it looks like exactly, because I also did go around a corner and I forgot it was there and it went sliding, so it's somewhere over on the other side of my truck. But I'll let you listen to this QSO and see if you can kind of figure out what's going on and see how we kind of did the exchange. And you'll see, I totally forgot to give the guy his RST. It was Armand in Dallas, Texas, Alpha Delta 5 Quebec uniform. And fun QSO. He's got an ICOM radio that he's running into. I think he said it was a dipole or something like that. Yeah, when you don't have a structured QSO, you don't know what's coming, and the person on the other side is going to make a judgment call on what they want to talk about and maybe throw something out there. There is some structure to some of these QSOs, like, hey, my name is, I am near Dallas, Texas, or I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm running a rig. I'm doing, he said he was running 100 watts, and into a dipole, that kind of thing. And, so there is some structure there, but you don't know what's going to come. I didn't know he was running I think it was ICOM 718 or something like that, or something like, I can't remember what it was exactly, but you don't know what's going to come. It could have been Kenwood, it could have been ICOM, it could have been a Flex radio. So unless you have all of those memorized, you just don't know. So what I just do is listen for the letters. It's kind of like, when, if you have kids, that when you and your wife are talking, you don't want your kids to know anything, you spell it out, right? And it's like, I think he's getting CRABBY, and you don't want your kids to hear that. So, obviously my wife could translate what CRABBY is, and that's all you're doing, really. You're just grabbing each letter in succession. Okay, that was an F, that was an L, that was an E, that was an X. Okay, that's flex. You just said flex. So that means the next word is probably going to be flex radio, or a flex 6600 or 6400. So you're going to listen to for some numbers. And some of that is, I like to call it ESP. I think that's maybe a 1980s term, but extrasensory perception, where it's you're kind of predicting and anticipating what the next word is. So I think some of that is predictable. If it says rig is, and he gives you an I, the word's probably going to be icon. Or if he says the rig is, and he sends you a Y, it's 99.9% going to be a Yaesu, right? So that kind of that almost kind of takes the pressure off a little bit as you're copying the letters one at a time. So you're gonna, okay, cool, that's Yaesu, blah blah blah, Yaesu, and then you continue on with, you know, a number. You know that there's going to be a number coming, right? So there's some of that anticipation. So it's kind of like, you know, I don't want to say it. I mean, it just might sound weird, but it's kind of relaxing as I'm driving because I'm in traffic, a lot of vehicles around me. Got my eyes on the road, checking out for traffic, and as long as, you know, I don't even need to look down and I can, you know, just see, I could just go here and I can start, you know, sending CW. And I think I did another video on this too, where you can see that I'm able to, I think I have the camera right here, and you can see I'm doing a QSO, just looking straight ahead, and I just grab my VFO knob and I'm gonna spin it around and listen in for other signals. It's kind of like the old days, you know. I don't need the waterfall or the scope to find a signal. I didn't have that on my Yaesu FT1000MP back in the days, and then I also had a 1000MP Mark V. There's no scope or anything like that. You just had to like spin the dial and try to figure out where people were. So that's what I'm doing, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, next up, sorry, I think I had it on vertical mode. So the intent is for you not to watch this, it's for you to listen to it. So listen to this QSO with AD5 Quebec uniform, Armand from Dallas. CW on, my friends. great QSO. That was awesome.